Welcome to another episode of Wicked Friggin Heavy, New England culture that packs a punch. I'm here with my good friend Zak King of Uncured. We've known each other for years now. How did we even meet? Was it through my brother?
Yeah, I think it was through Alex. I think the first time we met, I was doing one of the Paul Lichter concerts at the church there. And
oh yeah, Home for the Holidays.
Yeah, and you and Blake was there.
Yeah.
Blake Hawley was there.
GSM.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk about a whole bunch of things. We're in Manchester, New Hampshire right now, and Zak knows this place.
Manch Vegas.
Wait, what do you call it?
It's Manch Vegas.
Manch Vegas.
There was like a ring of like illegal slot machines or something back in the day.
Really?
And so that's why they called it Manch Vegas.
Manch
Vegas. They got shut down.
I don't know Manchester well, to be honest.
Well, I grew up probably 20 minutes south of here. So
where was that again?
In Pelham, New Hampshire.
Pelham, New Hampshire.
All my family's from Lowell,
yeah.
Dracut, Collinsville, and Pelham's like right over the border in New Hampshire.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking before we started this episode. Zak used to play. There's like this brewery building. You can't see it, but on the other side of this camera, it's like this big brick building, and he used to play in the basement. Big band show, right?
Yeah, it's called Stark Brewing. Yeah. My first band played there too. We had metal shows there. I remember the promoter telling me this story. He had a guy from Insane Clown Posse rap there one time.
No way.
And I think he had just put the PA system up there. So he had like the monitors up front of the stage, and he says to the guy, he's like, "You can do whatever you want on stage, but like, don't step on the monitors." And like venues have that anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, the ICP guy gets out there, and first song, this is how the owner is telling the story. I don't know if this actually happened, right? Allegedly, the ICP guy comes out there and just starts stomping, stomping the speakers in. And so like the promoter goes out there and he's like, "Hey man, cut that out." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then like,
sorry.
Goes back to it, of course. And the promoter comes back out and he's like, "Hey man, like, you're cut off. Like, show's over. Like, get out of here." And the ICP guy allegedly pulls a knife out and says, "No, my set's not over." And then allegedly the promoter pulls a gun out and says, "Yeah, your set's over."
Whoa.
And kicks the guy like out. Apparently that happened right here at the beautiful
insane.
Stark Brewing Company.
And then was your big band set after that?
Yeah, right after that, exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Manch Vegas, right?
But my first gig here. The first gigs I ever played in Manchester was this place called Rocco's. And it was up sort of more that way, like more East Manch, like up on a hill, and not a great neighborhood. And they used to have like this club is like all ages hardcore shows upstairs. Like Scale the Summit came through there. Like we opened, there would be like 10 local bands, and then like whoever
big.
Scale the Summit or whatever, some hardcore band, and then downstairs there was like a bar, and years into it they got busted. It was one of the biggest meth busts in like New Hampshire history.
Crazy.
So it got like shut down, but
damn,
they had like a lot of bands came through there. It was kind of a pay to play, like sell 10 tickets or whatever. But
yeah,
my band, we used to go up there and do Metallica covers and
hell yeah,
some of our own songs, and yeah, it was fun.
So where did it start for you? Like, what made you want to play drums in the beginning? And were you playing like Metallica covers to begin with, or was there something else?
No, so like I played piano from when I was in like first grade, kindergarten. The Bedrosians in Pelham. So Danny Bedrosian, their son, he's the keys player for Parliament, Funkadelic, which I didn't know at the time. So great, husband and wife taught there. And then one day my mom was just like, yeah, you can't play piano in the marching band, and I want you to play in the marching band. So like I think like 4th grade, my mom was just like, you're going to take drums now. So yeah, she got my grandfather's kit out of the attic. It's like an old Pearl export. They had sold this nice like 60s Ludwig kit, or they gave it away to like the high school.
Crazy.
And they turned it into like a marching bass drum and all. And then I got this like entry-level Pearl kit. I used to just like jam on whatever. I had this Puerto Rican friend, and we used to just like jam on like some random like reggaeton like kind of stuff.
That's sick. That's great.
And I just like played in school jazz band, Herbie Hancock, Woolly Bully.
Woolly Bully.
You know that song? Like old rock,
yeah.
Or Minnie the Moocher.
Yep.
It's
classic,
like middle
classic.
school stuff, dude.
So good.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice. So then you got into that and then started to get into other genres beyond that, right?
Yeah, I just one of my friends, or this kid at my school, I wasn't even friends with him. This guy Ryan, he was playing guitar, and he had like a BC Rich with like the crazy like flames or whatever, like the insane design, like the spiky like, and he loved like Randy Rhoads and stuff. But he made this song that I used to make fun of him. Like I'd play it on guitar because it's just like one finger on the E string. That was the whole song. Like, and then his solo was literally just like hammer-ons, like from Eruption.
Yeah. Sick.
Pretty awesome, dude. That was like,
Pretty
5th,
epic.
6th grade. Like, that was...
Fuck yeah.
So anyway, I was like, man, this guy's, kind of cool. And like, I invited him to my birthday party. And it was super weird. And like, he brought his guitar, his BC Rich, and an amp over. And we like... I didn't really listen to Metallica or anything. But he had like a bunch of heavy riffs and stuff to play. And
yeah, fuck yeah.
Smoke in the water or whatever. And
right.
yeah, we just kind of went from there. It kind of clicked. The bass player and the guitar player, the rhythm guitar player in my first band, Epicenter, they were the trumpet players in the school jazz band, and they wanted to play guitar.
There we go.
So like they taught my friend, and I taught my friend Ryan like how to read music and like be better about practicing and stuff. And then he taught them like basic guitar stuff from like his School of Rock teacher or whatever, So we were all kind of learning together. We played birthday parties, like my friends' birthday parties, and like battled the bands. And then our first song that we wrote, it was about like a car crash. And we put like a bunch of like car crashing sound effects in it. It was really lame, but we were really excited about it, And so yeah, we started playing like our own stuff, and yeah, that's how we got into like playing clubs. We used to play the Middle East. Once I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah, in Boston.
Yeah.
Cambridge, right?
In
Or
Cambridge,
Boston?
yeah. Would play like a Sunday afternoon, all ages, you know, they put the X's on our hands and
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Straight edge,
exactly.
but only because
we
couldn't
were 16.
drink.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then people would pull up to be like, "You guys are too young." Like, this is like a weird vibe, but
Crazy.
yeah,
So then what?
it's like we recorded a record with this guy, the drummer of Lich King,
Okay.
Brian. He has a studio out in like Western Mass, so he was like, "Why don't you guys come out and record?" And we must have been 19 when we recorded that. So
Yeah.
it was songs that we had written when we were 15 or even younger, maybe, you know, and
Crazy.
all the way up to stuff we had just written, you know, it was like a full length. And the album art was like this like politician or spokesperson up on the podium and people pointing cameras at him with like red dot sights or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Looking back, not a great
Insane.
look.
Yeah, not a great look.
I think
Like, I don't know.
Ryan was like, it was like a cancel culture, early cancel culture type thing.
Crazy.
Or I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that was kind of weird. It was like cartoon art, you know, like the new school thrash, like Municipal Waste and Havoc and stuff. They had like, we got like that type of artist to do our album art. And yeah, so we'd just sell CDs and save up. The guys that were in the band in high school, the bass player dropped out. And then so when I was at UNH, like, this guy Scott joined the band and he really encouraged us. He's like, we got to record. I can't believe you guys haven't recorded a full length or whatever. So, and then it was like, oh, we got to go on a tour. So we did like a DIY tour for like a week or two.
Yep.
So that kind of like petered out. And then when I was in grad school, this other dude, Steve, all these guys are from my hometown, Pelham. And so now I'm going to grad school and studying with Billy Hart and stuff. And like, I'm still going home to play with these metal guys.
Yeah.
And they started to really hate that I was like,
Also in the jazz scene?
yeah, they used to call me like Professor Zak, like as a joke, you know?
Yeah. Crazy. Going to jazz school, did you ever feel like you should be listening to just jazz?
Yeah, I think it's important to listen to a lot of it. Billy used to say to me...
To immerse yourself in it, to learn how to play it.
Yeah.
Right?
Billy used to say to me, he'd be like, what do you do with your free time? What are you doing on your free time? You can imply what he meant by that anyway, but yeah, his point was like, you know, he was saying like, all I do is listen to music, and I don't know if he could even read music very well. To learn music, he would like cut the song up into like 5 or 10 second chunks, and like someone would put it on like his his like iPod 1, you know, and like he'd listen to it over and over. So like for your track, for instance, that's how I kind of learned, was it Odyssey?
Yeah.
Like I read through it, you know, the first couple times, but then it was like, to really sound good, you got to memorize it.
Yeah.
So that you can be really especially with an odd meter thing, you can't just do like one take of that, you know, you got to really be inside of that.
Yeah, for sure. So what did that process look like beyond just listening to it? Like, how did you come up with that drum groove?
There's some Meshuggah in there, some Thomas Hake in there. There's
Chaos Fear vibes in the beginning.
Yeah.
When you first drop in with the toms and everything, yeah.
Yeah, I love, Meshuggah's
Incredible.
probably one of my favorite metal bands.
Same.
Yeah. I remember hearing Catch 33. I had the CD. I used to play that, which is, I think, programmed drums, actually. But I used to love that because it's like a, what do you call it, concept album.
Yeah.
Where, like, every track goes in the next one.
Yeah, it just morphs into...
I always loved, like, Garska, so there's some of that in there. But then there's, all the jazz fusion that I listen to and stuff.
Yeah.
I think my first recording that I did is with, like, one of my teachers in high school. I was trying to sound like Neil Peart. It was like a prog thing. I literally just sound like I'm trying to be Neil Peart. Some of it was his, like, writing,
Do you have that recording?
Somewhere, yeah.
Somewhere.
I think it was called, like, Buck Dancer's Choice or something
Oh, man.
That might have been something different.
Buck Dancer's Choice, for those who don't know, is this guitar store in downtown Portland.
Yeah, he's probably been there, man.
There's only one, right? I think that's it.
Yeah.
It's just one in Portland. Yeah. Crazy.
This guy Dan Joffrey, he was teacher. He taught Latin in my high school, right?
Yep.
So he kind of gave me some of my first recording opportunities, and I kind of got to see how that worked. So he wrote, like, some bluegrass stuff. Then he was into, like a Porcupine Tree and
so he wasn't just listening to, like, one genre of music. Yeah, so in a way, jazz kind of helped your playing in metal or in other kinds of genres, like, as far as how you learn or how your process works.
I guess the way I hope I don't regret saying something like this, but the way I've always looked at it, at least coming up, is that jazz is very academic. And I think it's partially because, and again, like, Billy used to say this to me, like, oh, I used to just go out to the club and hear this music that I liked, and then me and my friends would try to copy it,
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, you go to school and meet other jazz musicians, and it's very academic. And that's good for the OG jazz guys that are trying to capitalize on this music that they played for decades, But it also kind of sterilizes and, devalues in a way this music, which, like, Berkeley's got, like, a metal ensemble now. But jazz, I mean, that's the origin of the drum set, in my opinion. So I think it's important to know the lineage, and that kind of thing.
And to immerse yourself in that music to be able to learn it, essentially, like you would anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would be hard to teach something like strictly just rock in school.
Yeah.
Unless it went in the direction of gent, right? Like, if you had, like, gent classes in, like, universities, I feel like that's close to jazz and all of the math, all of the rhythmic cycles that you have to memorize to make that kind of music, like Meshuggah. Animals as leaders, something like that. It's like, that you really could make college level courses out of, I think, you know. But something like hardcore, I feel like would be hard to teach.
It's like more about aesthetics, in my opinion.
How do you
know?
mean? Like,
so I remember someone showed me like Miles in Europe when Tony Williams was playing super fast and like kicking everyone's ass a little bit, you know. So I always felt like there was like an academic jazz and like a cooler jazz that like they're not teaching, and maybe it just comes down to aesthetics, like attitude. I feel like having like an attitude or like a depth of feeling and stuff like that is really important.
Attitude is a big one, yeah, for sure, you know. And I feel like at least for me, it was hard to get out of the headspace of academia when I was going to school for jazz, you know, like playing trombone. It's like you almost feel like, without even realizing it, I had no stage presence at all whatsoever. It was like every show that I was playing that I was leading as a band leader was like one senior recital after the other, you know? And it took me a while to realize, like, well, through observing other kinds of music, right, that you can use attitude or present yourself in so many different ways that are outside of the jazz genre, right? But then it comes back around full circle to like how Miles Davis presented himself or something like that, you know, like where it's like the old like OG jazz musicians had attitude, you know, when they got up on stage. So I think that's, I don't know, I feel like that's something that's important to think about for young jazz musicians who are considering like, all right, like what's the next step after this, you know?
Maybe it's hard to teach attitude or aesthetics because it's like, I don't know, I guess you could teach it by just showing people a lot of art, but you mean like at Newport, like no one's worried about like offending the audience. It's like, we're here to see some like badass, like, you know, top of the line musicians play this music, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like because jazz has been so institutionalized, there's just a lot of this like really polite, really like cut and dry, like this is what you do, and you like play over chords, you
unassuming way of being, you know, on stage.
I didn't really figure it out until I tried band leading.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now we're going to play whatever standard or my own tune. And like people just couldn't have cared less. And that's like, that's something they can't really teach you too. Like I tell my students this, man, too. Like, you know, they'll be asking about Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
Or what, Ken Carson or something, or they'll be asking about a rapper, Travis Scott, Lil Yachty. That's like ancient hip hop now, dude. Lil Yachty, yeah, old school.
Old school.
No, but like they'll be asking about stuff like that, and I'm like, you know, I can teach you about the production.
Yeah.
I can teach you. We can learn the lyrics.
Right.
I try not to do that with kids.
Yeah.
In that genre, but then there's like chords. If there's chords in the production, the drum beat, I'm like, I can teach you technically every part of this, like how, like we can break it down, you know, and that can be helpful if you want to write this music or play this music.
Way deeper than that.
Yeah, like I cannot.
Like
I will never claim to be responsible for the next great drummer or the next great musician or rapper or whatever, because I don't believe that you can teach that.
No, you have to like live your own life, and whatever happens is what you draw from.
Yeah.
Essentially, to make it however you make it, you know, like creatively, as a musician.
So I'll say like because I took drum lessons, piano lessons. I have a master's degree, which is like, I don't regret getting that. Yeah. Necessarily, but I mean, there are people with multiple doctorates that like, they got one monthly listener on their music. Right. And it really, it just comes down to like, you can't teach someone how to write music that connects to everyone.
Yeah,
You,
yeah,
like,
exactly. And
it
it's
just
impossible
kinda happens, I
to
think.
connect to everyone, I
Right.
think.
Well,
you
that's
know?
true too, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
like
Because
music school can, or the academic route can teach you how to analyze all this stuff, and ear training and theory, and it's all helpful.
it's all useful. It makes you into like this machine that can navigate
Yeah.
multiple genres.
Right.
You know?
But then what I found is like that doesn't translate to like me being able to sell tickets to a show.
Yeah. Exactly. That's something different.
Yeah.
Tell us about your work with Uncured. How's that been going? You went on like a couple of big tours, right?
Yeah. So, longtime friend of mine, Chris Dovis, he's the drummer of Testament right now. He got the Testament gig, and he was like, Zach, like, these guys asked me to play with them. They need a drummer, and like, I know you'll do a good job. So he was like, listen to the music, and he's like, see if you can see yourself performing this stuff, and hit him up. And so I listened to it, and like, honestly, it felt a little out of my wheelhouse, because like I'd just gotten off it was like melodic death, this band Ice Giant. We wrote like a melodic death metal album. I toured with these black metal bands, which I wouldn't suggest to anyone, by the way. I did
Touring with black metal.
No.
bands?
I was with this band Zonga, this
Yeah.
black metal band, and then this band from Taiwan came over, and they needed a drummer. So I played both headlining black metal sets for a 2-week tour. I got really sick.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I got COVID, actually. That was like 2019, I guess.
Like it was just like taxing on your whole system.
It was like
doing
a
that kind of thing?
45-minute set of blast beats. Then like a changeover, and then like another 45-minute set of blast beats. It was really tough. And then I brought 2 bass drums on that tour. That was another mistake. Just lugging all this stuff around. So I got pretty sick. But so I just gotten off of that. And the first group, is like thrash. New school thrash. So Uncured was like, I think they used to be more like mellow death prog, and they were kind of like softening up the sound a little bit to appeal to a wider audience. And so it's more like new metal. They're calling themselves new metal hardcore, which new metal is another genre that like might have already happened. I don't know if they're really new metal.
Yeah.
But so they're kind of like hardcore, clean vocals in there too.
Yeah.
Maybe some new metal
Like
in there.
singing and-
Artifacts of new metal.
Artifacts of new metal. I like that. Yeah.
But yeah, so they picked me up mainly for drumming live. Uncured did.
Yeah.
I learned a bunch of their songs, and then they're writing some new stuff. Their album My Design, and they would just pay me my daily rate, and they'd be like, "Here's the drums, the skeleton drums we have. What would you play?" And I'd like play some stuff, and like, so some of that drumming is mine. Some of it is, most of that music is the guitar, the frontman Rex. His
Dude,
it's like his brainchild. So it's mostly him. He's biting
It's mostly
flies,
him.
man. These deer
Are
flies.
they biting you?
No, I don't know.
No,
They'll
they're
get
not.
you though.
Close.
So it's mostly his, but some of my brain is in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you were saying like you're like the live guy. They hire you for like the live shows.
now most metal production, dude. Even when we were recording our first album, I remember that was when Stickly came out.
Yep.
Which Uncured, man, we just got off a tour with Attack, which was awesome
Yeah.
to see them perform in like was one of their songs, Sexual Man Chocolate, Smokahontas.
Smokahontas.
And it was great to see them, man. But yeah, my first album, when we were recording it, that was when guys stopped recording drums. Dude. This is just egregious at this point. I'm talking here. Yeah, so what guys would do is go into the studio and he's right on the mic.
Dude,
the nerve.
He's got something to say. He's got something to say.
Smelling my breath.
You know?
I got bad breath.
Like, yo. We'll get him. Oh, he's over here now. All right. All right. As you, he's back, dude. He's back.
Gotta hurt my ring. All right. So anyway, that's when guys did record cymbals only, and then just punch in the drums MIDI, and it sounded great.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So most bands now don't record live drums.
Yeah. It's mostly just.
Yeah, it's punched in. So I'm hoping down the line, the Uncured dudes maybe ask me to do something live, but for now it's like
some live recordings.
My brain splattered into the program amidst the other stuff, so I'm fine with that, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I can make organic music too.
Yeah. Well, like we were talking about before, Catch 33. Pretty sure that's all electronic.
Yeah, it's all programmed drums.
It's all programmed.
And that was 2000s, you know?
Yeah. So it's like maybe the thing.
It's different, man, when you listen to, you know, Demirge and
I prefer live drums.
Obs and On, dude. When you listen to those Meshuggah records, it's like it's a different energy.
Yeah,
it's good.
I like it better. Better. It's more human.
Yeah,
which is why I didn't just try to program drums for the Drin stuff. That's why I wanted you on them. Human drums, you know?
I've been playing with this other group too this year, Shadow Strike. They're power metal.
Shadow Strike.
These guys out of Long Island. Long Island. And like we played in Copenhagen this spring.
Yep.
And
that's sweet.
Yeah, in September we're opening up for Dragon Force.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's literally just like us and then Dragon Force. Like I don't see anyone else on the poster.
Hanging out with Dragon Force?
I don't know. Probably not, right? That would be cool, though.
I would hope, yeah. These guys were insane.
Before all this, though, before I got the Uncured gig, that guy, Chris Dovis, he was in Seven Spires, this Boston power metal band, fronted by Adrian Cowan.
Yeah.
And so he got asked by Testament, Chris got asked by Testament to do a tour, and Seven Spires was one of 4 for Dragon Force, like the House of Blues tour. And Chris is like, bro, I need a sub. Like, can you do that tour? I was ready to quit my job, dude. It's like, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And then what ended up happening was Dave Lombardo was able to do the Testament dates, and so Chris got like knocked down. So I was like second in line from Dave Lombardo, which is mind-boggling.
So
it makes no sense to me.
That's so cool. I never knew that. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. And then I guess they didn't like Dave Lombardo because Chris, he's like permanent.
He's permanent now.
Yeah, he's sick, man. Like really. But that's mainly what he does.
Yeah.
Maybe not all, but like 99% of his practice. Like when he was a kid, he was like, I want to be a death metal drummer.
Yeah.
So he's got like the cleanest double kick.
That's sick.
Yeah.
He's really perfected.
I'm not the guy for that gig.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy for the Testament gig.
Yeah.
Or, I guess I'm not. I don't know. I feel like I've found my place. The power metal guys, they say that one of their favorite albums is Return to Forever.
Really?
You know, like,
Yeah.
and that's like one of my favorite things too. Like Captain Marvel, Stan Getz, one of my favorite records. Tony playing almost a rock beat,
Yeah.
but not
Almost,
quite.
but not quite.
You know,
yeah.
so
Almost right there.
yeah, I feel, and again, the Uncured guys, their OG stuff that they loved. I mean, you go to their place, they got Opeth posters. You know, they love Devin Townsend and Porcupine Tree and stuff. So I've always just found myself in that middle ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand that. So Uncured fits then, you know, like it's.
Yeah, I feel like in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was even, when I got called for that audition, I had gotten second place for this audition for this other nuclear blast band.
Nuclear Blast?
I won't say like who it is, but one of my other friends, James Newell, he's a sick drummer. He got that gig. He subs for like Revocation every once in a while. But I was all sad because I didn't get this gig. But if I would have gotten that gig, I never would have ended up in Uncured. Like you know what I mean? Like I would have been in Europe playing these shows. And what ended up happening is that band came back from this like 40 days with I can't think of the band's name. They're from around here. Converge, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they were going to Europe with Converge, dude.
Actually, recently.
They're
insane.
But they came back from Europe and they had a GoFundMe for $20,000. The band did. And they were like, "We lost. This is to recover some of our money that we lost."
Yeah.
In Europe, and this band hasn't done anything since then, man. So if I would have gone to Europe with them, I wouldn't have ended up with all these festival dates that I've done.
Yeah, right.
With a band that pays me a daily rate, no matter what. Like, if the show gets canceled, they pay me a daily rate.
You're still
if I help them write music, they pay me a daily rate. I mean, they've been really great about that, you know. So, but if I would have done this tour, we would have come back more than $20,000 under, and I wouldn't have had this other gig. And it's like
insane.
It's scary out there.
Yeah, that is scary.
Yeah.
So that's almost perfect how that worked out. You know. Yeah. Does Uncured have any big shows coming up currently, or are they?
We're doing Louder Than Life, which is in Kentucky.
Oh, sweet.
So that'll be cool. And we did Sonic Temple this year.
Yep.
Which it was great. We had a big audience for that, more than we were expecting.
You were playing with Filter too for like a.
We did a tour with Filter. Their new stuff is really really cool, man.
Yeah, I love Filter.
You know what I learned at Sonic Temple? The Richard Patrick from Filter.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with Ray Luzier and like the Korn guys.
Yeah.
I was just like having like a whiskey and like they're just like right in front of me, dude.
They're just right there.
Crazy.
What?
That's
like, crazy.
Chris Motionless is like walking around or whatever. It's nuts.
No way.
It's such a weird thing. They're just like normal people, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Some of your heroes.
Richard Patrick
like
remembered us too. Him and his drummer. I forget that guy's name, but very nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess Korn kind of helped Richard Patrick back in the day. Like, I guess Filter kind of like was not doing well or whatever his project was at the time.
Yeah.
And so he would just roadie with Korn, and they would bring him out to perform a song. Hey man, nice shot. Yeah. They would bring him out to perform Hey man, nice shot. Richard Patrick at the end of the Korn concert. So he owes a lot of his current success to Korn. To the Korn guys. Yeah, I had no idea.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, man, like Uncured, I feel like they're doing less. Like, they used to be on TikTok more, you know, doing, like, meme stuff. And I think they're focusing now on trying to get people to take them a little bit more seriously. Because they're serious about what they're doing.
Yeah.
But, again, doesn't matter how much you know or how much backing you have, whether it's money or social support or whatever. Sometimes it's just not coming together. So you know, but yeah, Uncured. I think they just don't want to be doing stuff that's like I think they feel like they need to. I think they feel like, from what I can tell, that they belong on a higher tier, than than the
Currently
offers that they're getting.
Yeah.
Because man, they used to be out on the road with like Whitechapel.
Yeah. Shit.
And Cattle Decapitation.
Yeah. Okay. So like,
and then they did like a
heavier
world tour with
groups.
like Avatar, dude.
What?
Yeah, right
The
before
Last
I joined the
Airbender?
band. Yeah, so they're serious. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
serious
Yeah,
dudes. So yeah, they're just like they're in like a rebranding right now. So
Yeah.
I think things are just weird, but
They're
they're
in this
very
w-
determined.
Yeah.
So
They'll get there.
yeah, I trust those
You know?
guys. I mean, I've honestly had a lot of good experiences with them.
Yeah.
I just think they're done dealing with like, oh, we're gonna go play a local show to 20 people
Yeah, for sure.
somewhere. Yeah, I think
For
they're kind
sure.
of burnt out on that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Right?
But if you're not
know?
doing, I mean, sometimes you got to do that.
Right. All right, we're going to wrap this up with like one more question. Why do you think music's important? Like, why do you still personally do it?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
that's a great question.
art in general,
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the reasons it's really difficult right now is because it's been very devalued, and I feel like it's been devaluing for a long time. A very long time. No, like, ever since like Lars was on TV telling people to stop pirating,
Yeah.
I think it's been increasingly difficult, and now the film industry is getting hit more. So it's like very saturated now. So I feel like it's harder than ever to make a huge cultural impact. Like I always say to people, like, because a lot of my students come in with Nirvana shirts or Metallica shirts or whatever, and Foo Fighters even.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's the next Foo Fighters going to be? And the answer is there's probably not going to be one, because art is just like it's getting so individually catered to like all these niches, people got to really see themselves in it.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. Part of it is that I just don't know like how to be super successful with it. So if I'm ever successful, I'll let you know, man.
I think
if I figure
you
out the
already
secret.
are, man. I mean,
Doesn't feel
playing
like
with,
it,
Uncured
because
and
and
everything.
then even I'm telling you, I'm at these big events, and these people that I grew up being like I was at the bar and I heard 3 Days Grace
Yeah.
playing live. I thought it was the PA system. And like some of these people, like they're having trouble paying their mortgage or fixing their car, me included. So it's like, I don't know what success even looks like, really. But I keep doing it because it's like, it's a part of my day every day. Music is a part of my day.
Yeah.
And I grew up around it, and it feels really good to be a part of something bigger than just my playing. Like I post a lot of solos because that's like, those are like my ideas, like as exposed as possible. Like that's what I sound like, But I think we only have so much ability until we put our minds together. And I think that's really exciting for me.
Yeah.
I have this single that is like a meme right now. I have a single that I'm afraid to drop. No, but like I did like a little trio thing, and I got this rapper Diora to do some vocals over it. And yeah, just super exciting. Like I never thought I'd be able to collaborate with this guy.
Yeah.
But also like he came up with like stuff that like I never would have come up with, obviously.
And the fact that you recorded it, man, like that's a part of history now, like
Yeah, that's
any
exciting.
recorded music is a part of that bigger picture, right?
That's true.
In
yeah.
a way. Maybe the
But
whole
again,
world won't hear it, maybe they will.
Yeah, that's the problem now, is like everyone can really do that,
Yeah.
But even when I just think about like music, initially for me was my family would get together at Thanksgiving, and everyone would play Christmas songs,
Yeah.
just like up on the housetop and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, jingle bells. And my mom had these Yamaha Christmas classic arrangements for like trumpets. Like her, my sister, my grandmother would play trumpet, and my other sister would play piano. My uncle also was, you know, he could play keyboards. My dad didn't play, although he used to play trumpet. I would play drums or like bell kit or something. And what else? One of my cousins would play bassoon.
Yep.
I had a cousin that played harp, like his
Hell
wife
yeah.
played harp.
Yeah.
I had a cousin that played. Their kid he would play violin and stuff. So you know what I mean? Like that was it for me. Like we didn't need to.
Yeah, it comes from a deeper family place, in a way.
Yeah, or even just like we would give a concert for the old people.
Yeah.
Like the old people home, and it's like I wasn't worried about like recording any of it.
Yeah.
Or making sure that someone documented it. It was just like, yeah, let's all get together and like have a meal and like play some music, and the music's gonna suck because we're not we're all not very good at it, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like still an absolute blast.
Yeah.
You know, to play a few notes on like to play Jingle Bells on the snare drum,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
with one hand or whatever. Like that's an absolute blast.
Yeah,
So
it's the best.
I still have fun with it. It's still challenging to me, and it's still fun
Hell yeah.
for the most part. So that's why I keep doing it.
Awesome. Well, man, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for listening to me talk, man.
All right, and thank all of you for watching Wicked Friggin' Heavy. Stay tuned for the next episode, and watch out for Zak's new single. What's it gonna be called? Do you know?
I'm not sure I don't
You're
know
not
if I'm
sure?
ever gonna drop it. I'm afraid, man.
Make sure Zak drops it, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Follow him and bother him in his DMs about dropping his new single, because I bet it's great, okay?
Yeah. Road runner, I be stuck on the road. I don't go home. Road runner, I be stuck on the road. I don't go home. Try to play slick, nigga, I'm finessing. Finessing. Cash out, making money in a second. Yeah. Overseason. Walk outside, know that I be bleeding. Hellcat swerving, yeah, I'm in a demon. She got a butt, let me feel it. Off of the perk is a wonderful feeling. On the gang, not kidding. Walk in the spot and I make a statement. Trust nobody cause they be betraying. This a weird ass beat. Smoking on Zak, can't feel my feet. I walk in the spot and they looking at me. Boy, in this life, where you wanna be? Nigga, you a wannabe. I'm in a foreign and they gotta be. I'm in that A, used to catch B's. I flex so hard cause I'm MB. I recall little D Ora. Crack me a pint, I fuck on your daughter. 13 shit, yeah, it's new world order. Got so high, I forgot how to drive. Yeah. Got so high, I forgot how to drive. Got so hot, I'm higher than hot. Got so high, I forgot how to drive. Yeah.